Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to another Rage video where tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we return to the very strange tale of Mr. Bungle, where, okay, so, you know the rule I have where if by just getting into a band for the first time, we don't do any real research, we just get straight into it and we just see what happens. Well, maybe that's the sort of thing that maybe I should have sort of like voided for something like Mr. Bungle, because there was some very interesting information I found out about quote unquote from last time, and how originally the song was meant to be called Travolta, as in reference to John Travolta. And listen, because I don't really know a lot of about John Travolta movies and stuff like that, so there probably would have been only references I would have gone from like movie titles or just some roles I think he's been in part in, but sort of went a little bit too like over my head about that. And besides, the actual clown character is meant to be this deaf, limbless, mute guy who just sort of does things, I guess. So, now that we got that out of the way, it's kind of interesting as well to move on, because apparently as well, one thing that Mr. Bungle does a lot is that they go through very different styles and tunes of music, which I will admit is the sort I do kind of like a bit of variation when it comes to music in the same song. It's just sometimes I'm kind of worried if they just switch it up when it's just they feel like they've got nothing better to do. But that might be different, because technically this is a part of a two-part song, even though the second part doesn't come out till 4 years later. So we might just go straight into Disco Voltaine just to check that out. So here is part one of the Sleep two-parter called Slowly Growing Deaf. In 3, 2, 1, and... Okay, forget what I was talking about. They literally changed things up after 5 seconds. Hang on, let's do a count. 4 seconds. Okay, so curiously, this is the sort of like the thing I was talking about before. I'm almost sitting here, so like almost scratching my balls, like thinking to myself, what exactly is going on? What is the tone really for this song? Because we go through sort of like Mr. Bungle, we then go through what sounds like channeling Pink Floyd, and then we go through what sounds like freaking Hammerman of all things. Like, what the fuck is going on? I get it. It's a story about a guy who's like losing his hearing, but you know, it's you know what I mean. It's okay. It's I've mentioned this once before where I've mentioned this before about another song, but I've got to find out exactly why they go for these many different styles and these different breaks, because. What's like the correlation? Is it just because they thought it sounded good? It bears no relation whatsoever to like the rest of the song, because I would argue it wouldn't be a problem if it was entertaining or there was something actually really really compelling about it. But I'm scratching my head thinking, am I just an idiot for trying to think there's something a bit more into it, or should I just let these guys just get on with it and just enjoy themselves? That's what I'm thinking about right now. Am I trying to look for problems, or is the real problem that I just don't know what to think about it? Oh, now what? It's like Michael Jackson doing the Sonic CD soundtrack. What's going on? Hang on, what now? What? Has he just left the room? Did Elvis just leave the building? Oh, here he comes.
Oh. Most folks, most folks have heard about.
All right, that's good. Good, very nice.
That's why folks call it finger. That's why folks call it finger.
Sounds good.
That's why folks call it. 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 I'm not getting anywhere with this damn thing.
Okay, fine.
Excuse me, did they just literally have nothing better to do for like a whole minute? So they just had a guy take a dump while they had like Colonel Sanders try to do like an ad on the radio? Excuse me, is that... You see... Oh god, oh my god, I feel like I've got a headache. You see why I'm kind of confused as to what these guys are trying to do? Because I was kind of like, I was almost really getting into the way it ended as well, by them having to explain that this guy is literally like, his body is like, he's bleeding out. His body is being destroyed from the inside out, and it kind of made sense why he wanted just a bit of peace and quiet, because after listening to all that, I kind of feel like I want some, like, peace a little bit, because... God damn, Okay. Okay. And I know I probably will take a look at the second part of this. But, again, am I going to be missing out on anything if I don't? Because I think there are some, like I said, I think there are some pretty cool ideas with this. The only problem is that any and all good ideas this might have had is completely drowned out by the really BS like decisions these guys take with some of the things they just decide to do just because they think it's like. I mean, the lyrics are just kind of like, they're fine as well. Really, there's no real problem. It's just, I don't know if it feels like. I was going to say it had good direction as well, but it was completely derailed by whatever the hell was going on at the end. I can't think of any natural reason, shape or form they would add that in. And if it's meant to like amp up the absurdity of it, well, unfortunately the problem is that even for absurd humor, there has to be like some level of like, you know, logic to how exactly they're going to, you know, go to like make things obscure, make things like unpredictable, and sort of like to appeal to like their fan base and stuff like that. But unfortunately, again, Mr. Bungle sort of thing, some of these decisions they make almost really have no logic. And I don't know, again, if that's just me not getting it, or whether it's just I think it's just not good. But I am still going to hold out for Mr. Bungle, believe it or not. Even though I think just it leaves me scratching my head, because what are these guys trying to prove? Or, you know, whatever. Just, again, it's, as someone who's not like who's only just started listening to stuff like Mr. Bungle, then I don't know if it will ever just take a while, or this is just not my thing. So we'll have to wait and see. That's the best I can say. So anyway, I hope all of you guys have enjoyed this reaction video to Slowly Growing Deaf by Mr. Bungle. Please make sure to leave all your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys felt of Slowly Growing Deaf, part 1 of Sleep. And I cannot wait to talk to you guys again in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye for now.